20 years from now, I'm going to look back and remember that you were the one person who could turn every frown into a smile with just a few words. The person who lifted my head when I was losing faith in myself. The one person who carried tears on her shoulders after every fight, every breakup, every death.
A woman is now dead after a shooting in Baldwin. Police say they found 20-year-old Ramia Griffin in an apartment on Young Ridge Drive on Friday afternoon. We are still working to find more information on this.
Consider the sounds within your own walls, the distant traffic, the refrigerator's hum, perhaps even a child's laughter. But what if a sound felt utterly wrong, profoundly out of place? On a cold Baldwin Borough night, within an apartment on Young Ridge Drive, the quiet fractured, not from immediate aggression but from something far more heartbreaking that would soon follow. Though authorities responded much later to a shooting report, neighbors remembered distinct gunshots far earlier, around 3 a.m. This single detail created a truly unsettling gap in time, a void where horrific events transpired. Indeed, throughout those agonizing hours, a different sound echoed, one that brought immediate unease and alarm. The relentless, extended crying of an infant, utterly alone, mere feet from where their mother lay. Upon police arrival on February 9, 2024, they discovered 20-year-old Remy Griffin, a young mother whose life had only just begun. She lay deceased within her apartment, declared so at the scene, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, a total of 12. Her 1-year-old daughter was found safe in an adjacent room, though the innocence of that child, amid such devastation, forms a picture almost impossible to grasp. The investigation's urgent focus then moved to identifying the perpetrator of such an act, with suspicion swiftly falling upon a man known to Remy, her child's father, 22-year-old Adelin Itangwa. While his apprehension offered a degree of relief, it simultaneously brought forth a wave of questions extending far beyond that single residence. For the true nature of this case, what truly propelled the father of Remy's child to claim her life, abandoning their infant just feet from the horror, encompassed profound layers of concealed deception. Stay with us as we uncover the intricate relationship, the accused's astonishing double life, and its lasting impact on a family. If understanding these true accounts matters to you, consider joining True Crime Footprint. Welcome to True Crime Footprint, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most chilling true crime tales. If you crave real-life crime stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat, you are in the right place. Kindly subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive. Central to this unfolding sorrow stood Ramia Griffin, fondly known as Remy by those who held her dear. At merely 20, her entire universe revolved around her most cherished purpose, nurturing her 1-year-old daughter. Remy was spirited, full of vitality, and held in deep affection by her family and friends, her days devoted to cultivating her child's future. Thus, what transpired subsequently rendered her young life's immense promise all the more heartbreaking. Friday, February 9, 2024, began like any other day for Baldwin Borough's residents, yet by roughly 4:30 in the afternoon, a police dispatch call reported gunfire on the 5400 block of Young Ridge Drive, sending first responders toward an apartment structure harboring a horrifying secret. What police would discover that afternoon was profoundly disturbing. However, for some neighbors, initial trouble began long before 4:30 p.m. Many recalled hearing gunshots hours earlier, around 3 a.m., establishing an unsettling time gap where unthinkable events transpired. Throughout those lengthy hours, a distinct sound permeated the air, causing growing unease, the ceaseless, prolonged wail of an infant, entirely alone, mere feet from where its mother lay. Upon officers entering the Young Ridge Drive apartment, the view confronting them proved heartbreaking. Inside, Remy lay, having sustained multiple gunshot wounds, with the full scope of violence later confirmed, a staggering 12 shots. She was pronounced deceased immediately at that location. Yet, another discovery followed, for in an adjoining space, Remy's 1-year-old daughter was found uninjured and solitary. Although physically safe, the child had undoubtedly endured the unspeakable. Events unfolding mere feet away, rendering that innocent figure amidst such brutal devastation truly challenging to comprehend. Homicide detectives commenced their diligent work, and as they processed the scene, gathering evidence, assembling the initial fragments, they noted observations striking them as peculiar. Reports revealed detectives on site remarked the circumstances appeared perplexing, stating matters simply didn't add up. This particular detail from ground investigators instantly generates questions. What specifically was misplaced? How did this scene deviate from expected patterns? Indeed, it hinted that the true reality of these events might extend beyond a simple violent act, proving far more intricate and troubling. Once the horrific scene was discovered, a pressing need for answers compelled the Allegheny County Police Department's homicide unit to launch its investigation. They meticulously collected witness statements, scrutinized available surveillance footage from the vicinity, and swiftly commenced assembling the circumstances surrounding Remy's death, their focused efforts soon pointing toward a primary figure. The individual identified was 22-year-old Adelin Itangwa, his name surfacing early in the inquiry. Investigators confirmed him as the prime suspect through a blend of witness accounts and verifying his connection as the child's father, a fact instantly placing him at the investigation's core. Within days of the discovery, authorities apprehended Adelin Itangwa on a Wednesday, subsequently taking him into custody and lodging him at the Allegheny County Jail. He promptly faced grave accusations.
Mariah Griffin says her sister Remy and Adelin Itangwa were together about 4 years. In this picture, the two expecting parents were all smiles. Sometime after their daughter was born, they separated, yet maintained what Mariah thought was a civil relationship in the spirit of co-parenting.
Criminal homicide, underscoring the severity of Remy's death, alongside endangering the welfare of a child, which recognized the alarming truth that their young daughter had been present when her mother's life was taken. Remy and Adelin Itangwa's relationship had endured for roughly 4 years, though their romantic involvement concluded prior to that tragic February day. Their lives stayed connected by shared parental duties, as they co-parented their daughter. From Remy's family's viewpoint, Itangwa remained a familiar figure. Remy's sister, Mariah, conveyed that he was indeed regarded as part of their family, having joined them for dinners and birthday gatherings. This presented an image of a seemingly functional co-parenting bond, centered on their child, even without the romantic ties. Yet beneath this external facade, this seemingly cooperative co-parenting setup, deep undercurrents flowed. Quiet worries persisted, even as the family knew Adelin Itangwa and welcomed him into their lives. Remy's relatives had reportedly voiced apprehensions about his true character, worries kept just below the surface. This subtle suggestion of unease, this perception that Adelin Itangwa's life might not have been what it appeared, provokes a crucial query. What were those specific apprehensions? And did they somehow link to the unimaginable violence that brought Remy Griffin's life to a close? While the Allegheny County Police Homicide Unit rigorously pursued their inquiry into Remy Griffin's death, intensely focusing on Adelin Itangwa, their efforts steered them onto an unforeseen course, hinting Itangwa might possess a life far more complex than first believed. Just days after Itangwa's arrest for Remy's murder, on February 20th, investigators executed a search warrant at his Monroeville home. While seeking insights into February 9th's events, they unexpectedly uncovered items linking him to a completely distinct collection of reported criminal activities. Within Itangwa's belongings, officers located a giant Eagle deposit bag, no mere stray item but one whose presence held immense significance. Itangwa's employment as a giant Eagle courier granted him direct access to precisely these kinds of bags, making this find a vital connection to a string of thefts having transpired months prior in Westmoreland County. Inquiries related to the deposit bag linked Etongwa to the vanishing of 6 analogous bags from Giant Eagle pharmacies across Ligonier and Hempfield Township from September through December of the preceding year. These containers were far from empty, holding customer checks and money orders valued at around $4,800. Reports state Etongwa, upon questioning regarding these pilferings, confessed, reputedly acknowledging he took the bags and cooperated with another individual, Muhammad Arbamuya. Their purported scheme involved cashing the illicit items and dividing the funds, a disclosure painting a portrait of alleged premeditated trickery and illicit dealings existing well before Remy's demise. This discovery during the murder inquiry directly brought Adelin Etongwa additional legal ramifications. Consequently, he now faced Westmoreland County charges for conspiracy, receiving stolen property, and theft. Preliminary hearings for these fresh accusations were slated for April 2024, meaning the very man accused of extinguishing Remy's life was also confronted with allegations of systematic, calculated pilfering. Further complicating matters, another disturbing aspect of Adelin Etongwa's conduct post-Remy's death surfaced. Despite facing horrific accusations and holding primary suspect status, Etongwa reportedly appeared at Remy Griffin's funeral. He was present, yet he kept a noticeable distance from the mourners, not engaging with Remy's grieving relatives or friends. He simply arrived. Take a moment to reflect on that. He was indeed there. Moreover, a subtle, particular element concerning his attendance at that memorial might have escaped your attention. Observe carefully.
Kristen Powers.
And I'm Mike Clark. Griffin was killed last week, shot multiple times in her Baldwin apartment. Police found her 1-year-old child, who now no longer has her mother.
Pittsburgh's Action News 4 reporter Mike Delaney joins us live from Allegheny County Police Headquarters with tonight's tribute. Mike.
Yeah, Kristen, Mike, good evening. She was known to those who loved her as Remy, a young mother described to me as a beautiful soul.
We're going to cry, but we're also going to celebrate her life in the 20 years that she was here on Earth.
As the wind howled and temperatures dropped, hundreds of people huddled together to pay their respects to a young woman who meant so much to them.
Remy was amazing. She was creative. She was beautiful. She was talented. She was nurturing.
What did people lose when they lost Remy?
A friend, a daughter, a granddaughter, a niece. I'm just overwhelmed. I just can't wrap my head around it right now.
Brenda Durrell's affectionate nickname for her granddaughter dates back 20 years.
Following the grim discovery on Young Ridge Drive, Baldwin Borough residents, along with Remy Griffin's acquaintances, converged. Relatives, companions, and nearby dwellers sought avenues for grieving, for remembrance, and for united standing. A vigil took shape at Estiorox High School, a familiar locale for Remy. Indeed, its substantial attendance, around 200 individuals, filled the area with collective sorrow and profound backing. The substantial attendance spoke volumes concerning Remy's true essence. Her aunt, Tamara Guyton, witnessing the assembly, commented upon the formidable display of solidarity, remarking that the sheer multitude who appeared truly mirrored Remy's nature, clearly indicating her constructive sway over those in her brief existence, a moment underscoring the deep affection and regard she had cultivated. At the poignant vigil, cherished memories of Remy were recounted, candles glowed, while balloons ascended into the evening sky, a symbolic homage. Among the speakers stood Remy's sister, Mariah, whose utterances conveyed the deep sorrow of her personal loss, painting Remy as her most trusted confidant, the one with whom she shared all. The family's anguish was plain, their struggle grasping the brutal aggression that claimed Remy's life resonant in their tones. Within their sorrow, Remy's family articulated a shared message. They conveyed not only their deep personal anguish but also a fervent yearning for serenity to reign, even amidst such hostility, issuing a unified demand for justice. This clear, collective plea sought the individual responsible for extinguishing Remy's life be held accountable through the legal framework. The most profound instance perhaps arose from Mariah, addressing Remy's young daughter, with brave, earnest resolve. uttered before their gathered supporters, Mariah pledged to nurture her sister's offspring as her very own. This solemn promise guarantees Remy's remembrance will persist, not solely within adult hearts, but actively within the existence of the child she adored so intensely, an act of immense fortitude and devotion, a pledge to advance Remy's enduring heritage through the infant. She departed. Assistance for Remy's family surpassed the vigil. It illustrated the wider network's profound empathy and genuine wish to help safeguard Remy's daughter's future, spurring the creation of a GoFundMe fundraiser. This unified endeavor, providing monetary aid, further demonstrated Remy's influence and the general eagerness to alleviate the family's hardship in the wake of this crushing sorrow. The fortitude displayed by Remy's family, notably Mariah, amidst unimaginable sorrow, truly stirs the soul. Should their endurance and Remy's account connect with you emotionally, please consider offering your backing. And if touched, kindly impart a word of solace or optimism for Remy's family within the comments. Subsequent to his arrest, Adelin Itangwa continues in detention, housed at the Allegheny County Jail, awaiting the initial phases of impending legal actions. He stands accused of grave offenses in Allegheny County linked to Remy Griffin's passing, criminal homicide and endangering a child's welfare. Moreover, he also confronts distinct accusations in Westmoreland County originating from the alleged theft scheme discovered during the murder inquiry, specifically conspiracy, receiving stolen property, and theft, with preliminary hearings for those particular Westmoreland County matters slated for April 2024. As these judicial processes advance, embracing arraignments, hearings, and potential trials across both counties, the entire account of events leading to Remy's demise, alongside Itangwa's purported actions, will persist in surfacing. Securing a definitive legal resolution takes considerable time. Thus, the complete narrative, with all its agonizing particulars, continues to unfold within the court's framework. Yet, even with the legal proceedings progressing, fundamental questions persist, profound and challenging inquiries that hover about this specific case. What precisely transpired within that Youngridge Drive apartment during February 9th's early hours? What true impetus drove such brutal aggression? Furthermore, what were those precise apprehensions Remy's family held concerning Adelin Itangwa, and could they somehow be intertwined? Though judicial avenues may ultimately yield answers, for now, these pressing questions endure. The demise of Remy Griffin at merely 20 years represents a deep sorrow. This account commenced with a horrifying find on a serene street, a young mother deceased, her one-year-old child discovered uninjured yet solitary close by. It swiftly culminated in the apprehension of the child's father, Adelin Itangwa. Yet, as the inquiry advanced, it uncovered asserted dimensions of his existence, encompassing a distinct set of theft accusations in another county, hinting at an intricacy beneath the facade known to very few. An act of aggression abruptly curtailed Remy's life, a circumstance her family and wider support network continue to confront. Their immense anguish becomes tolerable solely through shared recollections of Remy and the fortitude they gain from mutual backing, specifically in the steadfast pledge to nurture her daughter and preserve her remembrance. This situation provides a pointed illustration of violence's far-reaching impact, the profound suffering it imposes upon survivors, and the endurance necessary for perseverance. This narrative imparts crucial insights regarding comprehending individuals in our lives, acknowledging that concealed difficulties or pursuits might exist beyond an outwardly ordinary exterior. This account indeed emphasizes concealed perils. It further highlights the vital role of collective backing during crises and the extended, arduous path to justice families frequently must traverse. Remy Griffin's narrative is heartbreaking, yet grasping these authentic occurrences remains essential for comprehension, for recollection, and for pursuing accountability. Should this presentation provide you insight into this specific case and its inherent lessons, we invite your assistance in disseminating it. Our hearts ache for Remy Griffin's family, words feel inadequate, but please know you are held in deepest sympathy and prayers. May you find strength and comfort in memories of Remy. Join True Crime Footprint to guarantee you receive upcoming detailed examinations of authentic criminal narratives and their contained teachings. Distribute this video to commemorate Remy's remembrance and assist others in learning from this sorrowful incident. And don't forget to convey your perspectives on this matter in the comments section. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you on our next video.